Listener discretion is advised.
So I'm going to preface that there are a shit fuck ton of names in this case.
God, I hate when this happens.
But the names are amazing.
Never keep it straight.
So deal with it.
Okay. I'm just not going to ask any questions. I'm just going to make it seem like I'm totally following this.
I'm going to do
make
my
up
best.
nicknames for them, like
Totally.
we do.
They all have crazy names, so hopefully you'll be able to follow. Okay. In 1992, 32-year-old Daniel Lugo began working at Sun Gym in Miami Lakes, Florida.
Okay.
Daniel Lanugo.
Daniel Lanugo. This was
Isn't that
like a
the
body...
hair all over a baby when
Yes.
it's
Yep.
first born?
Exactly.
Okay.
It also happens if you have a certain nutrient deficiencies, it grows back. Your Lanugo.
Luck.
Mm.
And like extreme anorexia and stuff, you can grow Lanugo.
I think that's
To
what I
keep
meant
warm.
by extreme nutrient deficiencies.
Right.
But yeah, your body's like, what the fuck? You're not eating
We got to keep you warm.
well.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so Lugo or Lanugo, whatever, was working at this gym, Sun Gym in Miami Lakes, and it's a bodybuilding establishment mainly. Also, it's the 90s and it's Florida. So
Got it.
paints a picture. Lugo, described by one source as a, quote, New York native with a smooth tongue and a disarming smile,
Ugh.
Ew.
had recently been released from federal prison after serving a 15-month sentence for fraud.
I love a smooth talking federal criminal.
Yeah, smooth-talking fraudster.
New York native.
Yep.
0% shocked. So these charges had resulted from a scheme by Lugo to pretend to be a representative of a Hong Kong bank that was looking to invest in American small businesses.
I think I've watched a TV show about this case.
Oh, there's a movie, and we will get to it.
Okay.
Lugo would claim that the bank could provide small business loans, but first needed to collect upfront fees for
Well, yeah.
loan insurance.
Duh.
Yeah.
That's just standard procedure, folks.
And I'm a Nigerian prince.
Right.
For loan insurance. Okay.
He successfully scammed $71,200 from several small businesses before being caught.
Dang, that's a
Yikes.
lot of money.
It's a lot of money.
At Sun Gym, Smooth Lanugo quickly worked his way up to gym manager, but found a life of crime difficult to leave behind and was soon plotting his next scam.
Assistant to the gym manager.
the Sun Gym manager. In the words of one Miami New Times reporter, quote, he also recruited a gang of none too bright gym rats
Yes.
led by a sadistic Trinidadian named Noel Adrian Doorbell.
Doorbell.
So Doorbell worked at Sun Gym part-time and was extremely receptive to Lugo's suggestion that they hatch a criminal plot to supplement their income.
Right.
And the pair soon brought other dudes into their planning. One was Stevenson Pierre,
Oh.
not to be confused with,
With
Pierre
Pierre Stevenson.
Fuck.
I love it.
Who Lugo, aren't these names crazy already?
They're great.
really-
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lugo, Doorbell, and Pierre. So Pierre, who Lugo had recently hired to create a sort of collection agency for overdue gym membership payments. They would
Perfect.
literally go rough people up for not paying their gym membership
Oh my
fees.
God. It's like Dog the Bounty Hunter for Planet
Yeah.
Fitness.
It's amazing. I can picture them so
I know.
clearly.
Yeah.
Tanks, like neon colored tanks,
Just
Oh, yeah.
spray tans. Yeah.
bulging muscles, Belgian
Yeah.
waffles.
Two thick necks.
Belgian. Where do Belgian waffles come into that?
Oh, it's
Did
a
you
song.
just say the word? Oh, okay.
Okay.
like,
It's
did
a
you say
song
the
by
word
one
bulging
of Corey's old bands. It's like bulging muscles. And then
yeah,
we go Belgian,
super
Belgian,
popular.
Belgian
We would
waffles.
definitely have gotten that reference right away. Got it. Okay.
I just said it, whatever.
Okay. According to a lengthy and over-the-top profile of the group in the New Times, quote, they juiced harder than Mark McGuire, pumped iron faster than a Lamborghini Diablo's pistons, and made it rain on more strippers than Juicy J at King of Diamonds.
It's a lot.
I understood all of those words.
A lot of references that went right over my head.
So many juice references.
Yeah, let two
Mark
juice
McGrath?
Too juicy.
Who's Mark McGuire?
Mark McGuire was one of the home run. I am the queen of sports.
This case is also from what, the late
90s.
Late 90s? Yeah, so
Mid-90s,
we're not going to know any of these fucking references
Mark
unless we're
McGuire
Kenyan.
Was
queen
one
of
of the
sports.
home run champions, whatever. It was him and Sammy Sosa trying to hit the most home runs of all time, but then they both were caught doing
Juicing.
a fuck ton of steroids. So did it really count? Anyway,
No. The answer is no.
that was Mark McGuire. Okay. You don't remember that? I have a very vivid memory of that.
Nope, sure don't.
Okay. But
You like
it was-
exercise more than you thought.
Yeah.
Sport.
I think you absorb things through your husband and then think they're your memories.
I remember Mark McGuire.
Osmosis.
Yeah.
Okay. I think he was a ginger. But anyway, but it was actually Lugo's personal trainer, Jorge Delgado, who delivered the group's first victim. So Mark Schiller was a wealthy local businessman who owned a restaurant franchise called Schlotsky's Deli,
Nice.
which definitely still exists,
Yeah. I love a good deli.
as well as a lucrative nutritional supplements company.
GNC or whatever it's called. GNC.
Mm.
So Delgado's wife had been a longtime employee of Schiller's, and in my opinion, Delgado used his wife's relationship to infiltrate himself into Schiller's deli empire.
Okay. He
Okay.
ingratiated himself.
Yep. One day, Delgado's wife became emotional at work, describing the financial stress that the couple was living through ever since her husband had quit his job as a car salesman and become a personal trainer.
Oh, jeez.
He doesn't sound
Big
like
risk.
a douchebag at all.
And her boss, Mark Schiller, took pity on her and offered to give her husband a job at his company as well to try to ease their financial strain.
Got it.
Schiller and Delgado soon grew close enough that Schiller even came to trust Delgado enough with the alarm code to his home.
Oh, bad idea. Why? I wouldn't give that to you guys.
Yes,
No.
However, Schiller did not trust Daniel Lugo because he knew him from the gym and he was like, no, I don't like that guy.
Okay.
And on several occasions, he warned Jorge Delgado against spending time with Lugo.
Don't be hanging out with that boy. He's trouble.
Of course, Schiller's instincts had been right, but it was too late. Through Delgado, Lugo had already learned of Schiller's deli meat and supplements fortune.
What a combo. Oh,
Deli
no.
Supplements, steroids, and gym rats.
I threw up 4 hours ago.
Yeah.
And Jim
Give
Tan
me
laundry.
a break.
Yeah.
Gym tan laundry.
It's just a Jersey Shore vision board.
Incredible.
It's bad.
Ew.
So then, in 1994, Delgado claimed that Schiller had cheated him out of $200,000 in a business deal. And this is definitely not true. It was just a justification for targeting Schiller. Because,
Okay.
he worked for Schiller and he wasn't anything. So, why would he be owed $200,000 in a
Sure.
business deal? He wouldn't
Right.
be. So, Delgado agreed to join Lugo, Doorbell, and Pierre in a plot to abduct Mark Schiller and force him to sign over his assets and then kill him.
Ooh.
Oh, my Lord.
Okay.
So the Sun Gym boys also brought another man in on the plan, Pierre's cousin's boyfriend, Carl Weeks. There won't be a quiz. Who had recently moved to Miami from New York and was living there with Pierre. Over the next few months, the crew made various ill-fated, outlandish, and ridiculous attempts to kidnap Schiller.
Yes.
Sounds like Michael Malloy.
Yes. That, but for kidnapping. On one occasion, they planned to dress up as ninjas on Halloween night.
I've definitely seen like an ID 45-minute special about this.
Oh my God.
And simply knock on Schiller's door and grab him when he thought that they were like trick-or-treaters.
Oh, so brilliant. Foolproof.
But shockingly, this plan never came to fruition.
No notes.
It's the perfect execution of no notes.
There's a bunch of adult-sized ninjas
My adult
trick-or-treating.
Trick-or-treating.
Yeah. On another occasion in early November, so you can tell that they were like, shit, Halloween passed, we didn't do it.
All right, scrap
what?
that. Now what?
Shit,
That was our
okay.
only idea.
So Doorbell, Pierre, and Weeks got dressed all in black and donned military camouflage makeup before crawling across the lawn of Schiller's house, planning to ambush him when he stepped outside for the morning paper.
Honey, no.
So like super early in the morning.
Yep.
Just no.
However, they were spooked by a passing car
You don't
and sled.
These
Oh my
guys
God.
are doofuses.
Came out of nowhere.
It's like we're in a residential neighborhood or something.
Like people are commuting to work. All in all, the gang made 7 aborted kidnapping attempts.
Wow.
Maybe they should just give it a rest.
Yeah, $7.
Yeah. Or maybe they just needed some more muscle.
Oh, muscle milk, if you will.
More supplements.
So finally, the group decided to exclude Pierre from their planning because it seemed like he was coming up with a lot of these ideas.
He was blowing it.
And they replaced him with a man named Mario Sanchez, who went by the nickname Big Mario.
Uh-oh.
BM.
BM.
BM. I'm picturing him as like the Kool-Aid man, like busting through a brick wall. Oh, yeah.
So Big Mario was a former weightlifting instructor at the gym and a licensed private investigator.
Therapist.
Oh.
And a licensed.
Specializing in couples counseling.
Yeah.
Can you imagine doing therapy while lifting weights?
I mean,
That's
I'm
actually
sure
a
some
crossover, I
couples-
think.
Could work.
would not surprise me if some couples did that absolute nonsense.
Yeah.
I mean, super helpful and healthy stuff.
Nonsense.
Yeah, garbage.
So Big Mario was also a fast worker. The same afternoon that they recruited him to the group, they finally carried out the ambush on Schiller.
All right.
So he
Don't
was
waste
like, I'm
any
in.
time.
We're doing it.
He's a busy guy.
He's a
Let's
busy
fucking
Mario.
Go.
He's a busy Mario.
So they ambushed Schiller in the parking lot of a Schlotsky's Deli,
Yes.
stunning him with tasers and throwing him into the back of their van.
Wow.
Ooh.
And now I hope you've all had fun because the rest of it is kind of dark.
Go,
It
go
always
fucking
is.
Figure.
So they took Schiller in the van to a warehouse that was owned by Delgado. And like, oh, boo-hoo, your stress, your financial stress. You own a warehouse?
Yeah.
Fuck off. Anyway.
Sell off some assets.
Right. So later that evening, they went back to the deli to retrieve Schiller's car and brought it to the warehouse because they didn't want his car to just be like sitting in the parking lot and people
Sure.
could like point to it.
Mm-hmm.
They then forced Schiller to call his wife and tell her to take the children and flee to Colombia,
Ugh.
which
The country?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
country, which she did.
Yeah.
They might have had ties to Colombia because I think his real name, Mark Schiller's full name was Marcelo. They might, I don't know. I don't know for sure. It's a lot's happening in this case. I couldn't get into
They
all of it.
must.
That's fair.
a really random thing to
Well,
say. If
we will circle back. Some shady shit was going on in
okay,
Schiller's
Mm-hmm.
business life. So there might be some reasons why they should go to Colombia and why she got that phone call and was like, okay, instead of me, if I got a phone call like that from my husband, I'd be like,
What?
can you get Starbucks on the way home?
Right.
You know, like whatever. So the wife and kids went to Colombia. They also made him call several of his friends and tell them that he had fallen in love with a younger woman and had chosen to run away with her so they wouldn't ask questions about where
the wife is, yeah. Or where he is, yeah.
So over the next several weeks, the gang tortured Schiller using sleep deprivation, waterboarding, and burns with cigarette lighters.
Oof.
Ooh.
Ouch.
To force him to sign over all of his assets and transfer money that was held in Switzerland and the Cayman Islands into the bank accounts of the kidnappers.
Yikes.
They also forced him to take out a $2 million life insurance policy on himself, which designated Lugo's ex-wife as the beneficiary. So, like, that obviously makes no sense. I don't think that you should just be allowed to designate random people as your beneficiary for life
But then
insurance.
how will I leave everything to my cat?
Yeah.
Don't throw
To
out
pepperoni.
outlandish shit like that, Kenyon.
Don't you think that there should be some sort of
No.
Vetting process.
I'm taking out policies on both of you. So when he had been bled dry of all of his assets, the gang began plotting his murder because he knew too much. They got everything out of him that they could, and he was just a liability at that point. They decided to spend several days forcing Schiller to drink alcohol before putting him behind the wheel of his own car and
Ooh.
staging a drunk driving accident.
That always works. No one will ever figure that out. Good job.
Around 2:30 a.m. on December 15th, Lugo drove the extremely drunk Schiller to a chosen crash site about 3 blocks from Schlotsky's. He'd been gone for like a month.
Yeah.
Missing for a month. With Doorbell following in a second car. When they arrived at the designated site, they strapped Schiller into the driver's seat of his car and pointed it at a utility pole.
Ooh.
However, when the men inspected the wreckage and their staged accident, they found that Schiller was unconscious but still alive. So it worked. He was drunk enough that he
But it didn't kill him.
No, it didn't kill him.
Yeah.
So then Lugo doused the car with gasoline and set it on fire, basically just rendering the whole drunk driving.
Completely moot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But remarkably, Schiller awoke just in time and stumbled from the car.
Oh.
Lugo
Dang.
and Doorbell then used a second car, a Toyota Camry,
Oh.
to strike Schiller and pin him against a wall.
Ah.
But before they could be sure that he was dead, another car began approaching the scene and they fled. So just like a passerby.
Oh my God,
he
did he
is
survive?
Michael Malone.
Yeah.
Malloy.
Yeah. Yeah. In shock after his horrific ordeal, Mark Schiller was admitted to the hospital as a John Doe that morning because he was so
Banged up, I'm sure.
banged up and drunk
Wasted.
Yeah.
and had been tortured for a month.
Yeah.
That he, like,
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Didn't know who the fuck he was at first.
Oh,
Jesus.
poor guy.
The Sun Gym gang, meanwhile, after hearing no news of a body being found, began calling area hospitals. So they saw this passing car and they just like got out of Dodge. And they were like, maybe he's dead. We don't fucking know. And then they were like, shit, no body's been found. He probably survived. Then they started calling around hospitals.
Wow.
When they learned of a man who sounded like Schiller who was in critical but stable condition at South Miami Hospital, they planned to visit him to finish the job
No.
in the hospital.
Leave him alone.
This happened in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. It
The
did.
fool with the pinning of the truck and everything.
Yep.
Maybe they got it from this.
I mean, all art is derivative at some point.
That's true.
However, by the time they arrived, Schiller had thankfully been transferred to another hospital location, so they didn't get to him.
Good.
Eventually, Mark Schiller made a full recovery and joined his wife and kids in Colombia. So he was
Wow.
like, fucking, I'm
Bye.
out. Bye.
Jesus Christ.
For reasons that will become clear later, he had his own reasons for not wanting to get the police involved in investigating his own abduction.
He's not 100% clean, I'm sure, himself.
By this point, Daniel Lugo had moved fully into Mark Schiller's house,
Dang.
which was now technically owned by D&J International, the bogus company that he had created along with Jorge Delgado. So D, Daniel, and
Daniel
J,
and Jorge.
Got it.
Wow.
Yep.
These guys are not that bright.
Yep.
Creative.
In order to assume control of Schiller's assets. So they created this company, they transferred all this shit, and then he fucking was so fucking confident in his fraud that he just moved into his victim's house.
Wow.
That's ballsy. All his
Yeah.
clothes and everything. His kids' shit.
Uh-huh.
Ugh, that's so creepy.
He told Schiller's former neighbors that his name was Tom and that he and the other Son Gym members who were often hanging out at the house were a team of U.S. security forces who had
Okay.
been posted there after Schiller had run into legal trouble and his house had been confiscated by the government.
Uh-huh.
They don't just post people at
No.
a house to party.
No.
Sure don't.
No. But soon enough, not satisfied by the millions in cash and assets that they had successfully stolen from Schiller, the gang began hunting for another victim.
Well, I sure hope you liked that clip. If you did like that clip, make sure you are subscribing to our YouTube channel, leaving us a nice review, and joining us on Patreon for even more video content, audio content, salacious content all around. Come join us. Treat yourself.